Hello and welcome. This video is going to be looking at the Bronze Beast Breakthrough Evolution and the options and just explaining a bit about it. It's the first video I've made in a long time where I'm not actually in the game, so I won't be using the controller. I'll just be using the mouse and showing you around what is going to be going on. Right, the Bronze Beast Breakthrough gives between a 35 and a 60 boost to the ratings of the central midfielder card that you choose. It's only for centre mid cards, so that's your limitation with that. It is a grassroots Evo, which means you get the chemistry boost from that promo. This opens up the evolution to cards that you may not normally consider. For example, the first option here I've got here is a chap who plays in the Polish league and is Australian, but because of the chemistry boost that the evolution gives, the promo gives, then it means you can consider him and actually use him on the chemistry, not affecting the other players in your team. I've used Footbin throughout so that this shows the cards, and I find that it's an easier layout to show the type of card and the breakdown of the stats and the details of the card itself. Right, so with this evolution, it's split. It's boosted in different ways. So with the pace, the shooting, the defending and the physical elements of the boost, the stats are just lumped on, which means you get variation between the stats. So for example, this guy here ends up with an 83-90 pace split, whereas other cards will have, because it goes up to 87 in total, everyone is 87. So you'll find that some have an 83-90 split, some have an 87-87 split, some have 88-86, that kind of thing. You're going to get slight variation, but the way that EA works out as is that basically it averages it. With some stat groups, you'll find that some are weighted. For example, in the shooting element, the finishing gets more weight to the rating than the volleys or the penalties, in the same way that stamina and strength do with the physical element, and the stand tackle and the defensive awareness do within defending. But we'll cover that later on. It just means that with those things, the pace, the shooting, the defending and the physical, you get variation between the stats. So despite it saying that with the pace it goes plus 40 to 87, you're going to get people with different elements here. And the shooting, you get plus 40 to 87 as well. But you're going to get some people with 99 attacking positioning and 99 shot power, but lacking elsewhere. And this brings it down to which element is more important to you. Do you value attacking positioning above long shots or volleys and penalties above finishing? It's up to you, your choice really. You can see what options are available to you and then just pick which one you think is the best one. The same with defending and the same with physical. Obviously, as a centre midfield card, you may want to play this card in a more attacking way. You may want to play this card in a more defensive way. Depends just how you use the game, how you play your midfielders. The roles it gives is double plus for deep line playmaker and holding. So obviously this is going to have a variation because we're going to see players who have alternative roles. We're going to see players who can play striker, who can play left back, who can play right back, and none of them will get the double plus roles because they're all starting as bronze cards, which are fairly basic, and this Evo only gives a box-to-box plus as a centre mid, a holding double plus as a centre mid, and a deep line playmaker double plus as a centre mid. So even though the players may play left back, may play right back, may play centre back, you're only going to get double plus in the centre midfield roles, which is why I'm basically judging these players as a centre mid in each position. Even though they may look like they may be strikers, you've got to do the double plus role is crucial. It helps the player just maximize its potential basically. So with this, I've done a search through bronze players eligible for the Evo, and because the boost basically brings everybody up to a very similar looking card, because the boost has a ceiling limit to all these stats, the 87, 87, 91, etc. I've based this primarily on additional playstyles to the card. So as you see, this guy's got a lot of playstyles. Now, incisive pass, press proven, Bruiser, Tick-Attacker, Trickster, and Long Ball are the ones that it gives you automatically. So you would get 2 Playstyle Pluses and 4 Playstyles. So the cards I've focused on, they have either 2 or 3 or 4, I think, additional Playstyles at the start, which means you get more out of your card. So this guy is the case of one of the ones who's got the most. So he's got Jockey, Intercept, and Anticipate to start with. So he's got 3 solid defensive playstyles. Yes, he's the CDM. Yes, he's the centre mid. So he's got that element. He's got 3 good defensive playstyles to start with, and then on top of that, you're throwing in Bruiser. You're throwing in 3 passing ones of Incisive, Long Ball, and Tick-Attacker. And then he's got Trickster and Press Proven in his dribbling. So he's got a variation. He's got no shooting ones, but it's a good variety of playstyles there. This guy, yeah, good playstyles. That's what made him stand out. He is 5'9", so that may be a factor for yourself as well. You've got to choose how you value these things. He has got decent jumping, decent heading accuracy because of how the card is to start with. The pace split, I prefer acceleration above sprint speed, because these players still got like high 80s pace anyway, or mid 80s pace, so they're still going to be good. I just personally would prefer slightly higher acceleration than sprint speed. So this guy's a solid example. But obviously 5'9", he's got that 5-star, which all the cards will have. Perfect stamina. Again, you're going to see this dribbling a lot. You're going to see this passing a lot. So I'm looking mostly at the pace, the shooting, the defending, and the physical. Which for a centre mid, it's fine. I chose an anchor playstyle for him because it gives that pace a little bit of boost. Same with the defending, and the physical just works nicely. If you do need that additional jumping, you've got that there. The strength up to 97 is a big one. 97 strength with Press Proven is a solid boost. Next one up, I should say before this, I haven't actually fully decided who I'm going to pick. There's a lot of choices, there's a lot of options, but I've got one in mind that I will probably go with, but I'm not certain at all. This second chap, Ryan Broom, never heard of him before, but he plays for Fleetwood Town, Welsh midfielder / right back, so this is a variation pick. Obviously, he has an attacking wing back as plus, but he's got those double pluses in midfield, so that's where I'm basing it. He has acceleration over sprint speed. He's got technical, relentless, and Trivela for a centre mid to start with. So that to me is a good little selection of playstyles. It's 3 that don't already feature, so it's a good option. Decent attacking positioning, finishing, shot power, all that kind of stuff. I've gone with an engine here because it gives that a little bit more pace. The passing works well. The 96, 96, and 94 vision with Tick-Attacker, with technical, with Trivela just helps his passing. Obviously, because with the base dribbling as it is, you are going to get 287s in the middle, which annoy me a little bit, which is why I've gone with Marksman on quite a few of these cards, because that boosts the low-rated dribbling stats. But some people, because he's a midfielder, he's not a cam and he's not a striker, he's not going to get into the box as much as setting people up, so I've gone with a more creative way, better passing. The crossing at 97 as well, always an option, and then agility, balance and dribbling, which are good. He's got that perfect stamina. He's got 90 in the stand tackle and the interceptions with 84 defensive awareness, which isn't bad. So this, again, is a good, solid card there. Spence. Right. Lots of aggression, lots of stamina. You can see quite a few cards like this. He's a centre mid only, which I guess is fine because of what it is. The body type as well, average and lean is okay. 5'10" is fine. He's got the same roles as before. He also got half winger. The pace is the wrong way around for me, but I'm okay with that to an extent. Oh yeah, something else we'll see. People with one low stat in one area. So his volleys are 63 there, but they start at 42. So you'll see people with one low stat making the other stats boosted. So despite you giving 87 overall, because one stat drags that down, the other ones can be higher. So we'll see later on, there's one guy in particular who's got low long shots, low volleys and low penalties, which means his shot power, finishing and attacking positioning is much higher than the average, keeping the average at 87. So yeah, we'll see that later on. He is, aggressive, and a fairly even pace split. So I don't think I kind of remember what card I had on this guy. Probably was an anchor. Although anchor, engine and marksman are all going to be roughly similar. I even considered a backbone with some of them, just because it boosts the stand tackle interceptions nicely with that long pass and the vision when you've got that. So you've got options there. And he's got technical, flair and relentless. All three are good for a central midfielder before you add in the other stuff. So they're kind of like the skillful ones. Along against Bruiser, it kind of transposes it nicely. Aaron Lewis, I've gone with the basic on this guy. His shooting is very even. It's kind of level, which is good. The pass is good. Again, aggression and stamina high. We've got defending up in the 90s. It's a good card. He has right back and left back as well, so you could play him at either one. But again, like I said, they've got the double plus roles. They only have fulls back, so it's up to you. And he's got that level pace split, 87-87, which I like as well. One of his playstyles is long throw, which is a bit of a waste of a one, but relentless and technical, again, like I said with the other cards, is decent. Defensive awareness at 80 is not great, especially if you're going to play him at fullback, but he still does the job. It's a nice balanced card, and he's got a lot of stats elsewhere. This one here is total in-game stats, and it's a higher number than most cards for him, I believe. But yeah, it's an option. There's lots of options. You can pick who you like. They're all different varieties of player. So this guy here, we have Miles Hippolyte, 6 foot, also a left back and a centre mid. Can be an attacking wing back, which is an option. He's got the balanced pace split. He hasn't got the play styles for a left back, because technical, flair and long throw on the left back, he's clearly a centre mid. Bruiser, tick attacker, tricks and long ball pass as well, you are centre midding with him. He's got good physicals. The aggression's a little low. The defending is good. Interceptions and stand tackle again are decent. The shooting you're not worried about hugely for a centre mid, and the pace split is even, which is nice, which is why I went with a basic. This guy is in the Eredivisie rather than in the English pyramid. He's 20, average and lean and 6 foot. I always consider how this works, because some people play better with certain card types than others, with body types and heights and stuff like that. Sometimes you want like a Vieira body, not a Vieira body type, a Vieira height kind of thing, and a more solid physical player. Sometimes you want a small nippy Kante type of style of player. So different horses for different courses, essentially. Gone with the basic on him. It pushes all of this group stats, apart from shooting, into the 90s. This guy starts on an 88-87 pace split, and like I explained before, which one of his stats is low? Okay, so there you go. Finishing long shots, volleys and penalties are all in the 40s, which means there's a bigger gap to his attacking positioning and his shot power, which is why they hit up to 99 and the others are just in the 80s and then the 93 there. So yeah, it's just how the way that the boost works. Passing and dribbling are the same as before. Defensively, he's got interceptions and stack tackles in the 90s. Defensive awareness is 80, just like the guy before. He's got the 4 maxed out stats: aggression, jumping, shot power and attacking positioning. Some people will like that. Some people will see it as a like a waste of stats elsewhere kind of thing, as in if you put a chemistry card on him with an anchor or with a basic. With a basic, you're losing out on a little bit of jumping, some shot power, some attacking positioning. You don't get the same boost as you would on a different card. But like I say, I'm just giving you options here. You can choose which one you want, what one you see and think that will work best for me. He's got intercept, which is a good play style for a centre mid, technical and Travella. Quite a lot of them have got technical. I think it's a playstyle that gets given to bronze cards more often than not. So yeah, decent. 6 foot. Heading accuracy isn't great, but jumping, aggression, which means he's going to be good in the air. He's got no heading playstyles. But yeah, still that card works pretty well. Yeah, and as you see, he's got a basic and his total in games are 2606. He's got a basic and it's 2652. He's got 50 more stat points than the other card. So yeah, that's just how these things work out. It's worth keeping an eye on that because the higher this thing, the more stats they have in the game, along with these good playstyles. Okay, next up is Kinsella. He has got, he's a victim of the pace split. 95-80. Now, I said before, obviously it starts at 87-87. So obviously one is 7 stats lower, one is 8 stats higher. That's how it keeps the average of that. So is he nippier? Is he slower top speed? Exactly. Average and lean body type, 5'9", which means he is going to be quick. He is going to be have that acceleration that makes the best advantage of that. He's got relentless, slide tackle, and intercept. So 2 defensive, and then relentless works well with the stamina of 99, aggression of 99, and then 3 defensive stats in the 90s. Defensive awareness is low, which is a little annoying. But the basic boosts that a little bit. Obviously, a shadow, an anchor, or a sentinel would provide a bigger boost if you wanted that. But then you're going to hit 99 with the other stats. So it's, like I say, horses for courses. He's got good attacking positioning. Passing is the same as normal. And the aggression and the stamina are nice for that. It just depends what you want. If you look at a card and go, that's the card I want for this thing, then nobody's going to change your mind. If you've already set your mind on a Liverpool or Newcastle or Man United midfielder, even though he hasn't got those additional playstyles, which I think are beneficial, then that's what you're going to go for. I'm just giving you other options with this. So next up, we've got Hutchinson, Isaac Hutchinson. So he's got an 89-86 pace boost, pace split, which I like. He's got good strength, good stamina, good stand tackle as well, and the shooting is good as well. I would have gone with an anchor here. The 93-90 pace is nice. He's got the left mid and left wing, which I think is a bit of a waste. I would ignore that completely. He's tall and lean at 6'1", so he is a taller player in the midfield. So good jumping, good heading as well. With that strength and aggression, yeah. Got finesse shot, yeah, technical. So only 2 additional playstyles. And we've gone on to we've gone from 3 down to 2 playstyles additional that you're gaining here. You start with these 2 and then these 4. Next up is Regan Henry of Tranmere Rovers. These are players that you would never normally consider for an Evo unless you're a fan of the club or you're bringing a bronze Evo like we've got here. Now he's got literally the opposite pace split to Kinsella. 95-80, but he goes to 83-90, which I don't like, but obviously that's just me being pedantic, to be honest. He's got low volleys, which means his shooting, the rest of his shootings are higher. 95, 92, 84, and 89 are decent. Defensively, heading accuracy is not low enough for the others to be higher, but physically he's quite levelly done. He's got dead ball and finesse shot, which aren't, dead ball and finesse shot, which aren't the best, but he is an option. You might be doing a Scottish squad. He might be an option for you. And 5'9" as well, I should say. Next up is Callum Guy, Carlisle United. We're going to all the glamorous clubs here. Right, I've gone with a basic on him for a couple of reasons. He's gone with an 87-87 split. He's got jockey and intercept, which are 2 good defensive playstyles to start with. He's got a base 93 interceptions. So I've gone basic to boost the rest of his defensive up to into the 90s. Strength to 95 is good. It gives the passing that little bit of a boost as well, and the shooting is decent as well. Long shots 99. He could be playing him in centre mid. He'll get the occasional long shot at goal off, and shot power 97 will help that. So he's a solid option. And if you look at that, 89 shooting, yeah, he's got a 99, 97 and 96 element within that. So, yeah, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. He's an option, to be honest. I don't think I'm going to use him, but I think he's an option. I think this guy's the guy I'm going with, most likely. So he starts off with an 89-86 pace split. But the kicker for me here is the fact that, A, he's got relentless and technical, which I really like. But he starts off... Are they both the same? Yeah, they're both the same. So he starts off with 48 long shots, 38 volleys, 40 penalties. Free kick accuracy is low. Curve, actually, yeah, curve is low. No, that doesn't matter. Sorry, that doesn't matter. And heading at 48 as well. So, because those stats are low, the long shots, the volleys, the penalties, means that he's got a shot power 99, he's got finishing 89, he's got attacking positioning 95, he's got 90s in the pace due to the Anchor Chem card. The passing is what it is, the dribbling is what it is. He's 5'7", short and lean, so he's going to be small, he's going to be nippy, he's got controlled explosive accelerate, and even with a basic, it kind of just works as well, because he starts with 98 interceptions, 90 defensive awareness, and then the stand tackle and slide tackle at 89. So if you put the anchor on that, yes, you lose a bit on the interceptions, but he's got 99, 94, 93, 90 defending, along with all of his physicals in the 90s. 97 jumping. At 5'7", yes, I do take that that's a little bit of a waste, but good strength, good aggression, as well as everything else. You could even put a basic on him, to be honest. 89 strength, 89 aggression are still decent. Still puts the physicals up, boosts that dribbling a little bit more, still gets the pace boost, and then the passing boost as well, and a little bit of attacking positioning if you want to do that as well. So you've got two choices there. I think 95 attacking positioning for a centre mid is fine, but it is what it is. Technical and relentless are decent as well, I think. He's my first choice. Yes, volunteer penalties are low, but the amount of times my centre mid gets to do that, I'm going to have other options on the pitch. So yeah, I think he's my first choice at the moment. And then we'll cover off on a couple. This guy's an interesting one. Dargam is a midfielder a striker in a midfielder evolution. And he's the only one of these tabs where the stamina is below 90, is 77. He starts off with 55 stamina, but because the jumping and the aggression are high, they hit 99. The stamina doesn't go up. So it is what it is. But yeah, 6'1", normal. 6'1", taller, normal body type. Playing for RB Salzburg, has a centre mid position. So he's got false nine striker, but holding and deep line playmaker come with the evolution. He's got the normal dribbling, the normal passing, but obviously the shooting's really good. I've gone with the Hunter to give that pace up to 95. He's got technical and flair. Now, admittedly, the playstyles this evolution give aren't made for a striker at all. Bruiser, potentially, if you're going to be going for balls in the area. Trickster, potentially as well, but the pass, the press proven, the long ball, etc., more of a midfielder. Again, the Hunter gives him good shooting, but he's pretty good shooting beforehand. Defensively, you're not worried about him. Stand tackle, interceptions are not massively important for a striker. Defensive awareness is low to start with, but aggression and jumping maxed out, which is good because he's 96 heady accuracy with a 6'1" frame body type tool. So yeah, that he's an outlier within this Evo. If you wanted Playstyle pluses on your striker, you wouldn't pick them, but it is what it is. I'm just throwing him in there because he's extinct within the game, so why not? This Clark chap is an option for a couple of reasons. He has a good pace split, and low volleys means that he's got good shooting stats before the card. So he's got 96 attacking positioning, 89 finishing, 90 shot power, 89 long shots. Because the volleys start so low at whatever they do, 43. So that's why. That's how the boost works there. His defending is pretty good. Interceptions are basically 90. Defensive awareness is 92 and stand tackle there. And the physicals are really good as well. And he's the only one in these tabs that I found with rapid. So he's got intercept and rapid on top of everything else. So it kind of works nicely. I think I said marksman. Because you can play him as a cam or play him as a centre mid. He works as a playmaker as a cam, just about. 6'1", tall and lean. Is he going to work in that element? He's got the jumping, he's got the strength, he's got aggression with 94 physicals, with all that dribbling. Admittedly, sprint speed does let him down a little bit, so you could hawk it should you really want to, but still 96.87 is still pretty good. But you're not going to be playing him up front, remember. So there is always the option of going for that. His shooting is better than you would expect, so it can't hurt either. And anchor or basics are basically just good options for this card. They work better for this pace split as well, because the basic gives sprint speed rather than acceleration. So it just pushes everything up into the 90s basically. It's a solid option. He's a good option as well. 6'1", you could like on a midfielder, centre midfielder. We've got Joe White next. A Premiership option, a rare instance. Tall and lean again, 6'1" again. Newcastle midfielder, centre mid and cam, pretty much the same as the Irish guy just gone. He's got the even-ish pace split with decent shooting to start with. In the 90s, the penalties is low for him, and the aggression is low, which means the rest of his physicals and the rest of his shootings are pretty good. But like I said earlier on, it's finding what you want from your midfielder. If you don't want this or that, and you do want this or the other, it just depends on what you value within a card. Like with him, an anchor wastes the jumping, wastes the strength, but a shadow, you get that defending up to 93, you get that pace up to 95. So is that what you want to go for? With long ball and technical and flair as well. Wait, is flair and added in? No, it's not. Oh, long ball is. Sorry. So he's got technical and flair before the start of this Evo. So that's that option. Only a couple left now. Just looking at the last few. Right, this guy was interesting. Oldacre's got low penalties to start with. Obviously, something's gone wrong with his penalties. So there you go. 45 finishing, 43 volleys, 38 penalties, and 49 defensive awareness means that his shooting is really nice. Long shots and shot power 99. There are several cards like that. Attacking positioning 95 as well. Defensively strong as well. 92 there, 90 interceptions with 82 defensive awareness. Physically decent as well. It's a decent card. He's got technical and flair, which add to the centre midfield role if you want to use it in that kind of way. And he's just 5'10" with an average and normal body type. You may have used cards with different body types and just have a preference for one over the other. It's entirely up to however you want to mix it up. However, whatever works for you, really, which is what we want to focus on when picking cards for Evos. Then next up after him, we have Falkingham. He has intercept and slide tackle. So again, 2 defensive playstyles. He's 5'6", which is a consideration, and 34, short and normal body type. Not a surprise there. He, like one of the other cards earlier on, I can't remember which one it was, he's got 93 interceptions to start with. So a basic on him, you've already got maxed out aggression, maxed out stamina, strength up to 86, got all the defensive ones into the 90s. His heady accuracy is low, so it gives him 3 defending stats in the 90s to start with. The pace is basically a 90. It's quite level there. The shooting is rounded because his volleys are low to start with. 43. So he's got decent shooting to start with. Admittedly, I prefer more finishing and attacking positioning than penalties, but that's just the way his numbers work. We were basic on him, weren't we? Yeah. Then 2,620 compared to 2610, 2592, 2617. Yeah, just see, I'm considering this guy, and he's got a relatively low total number in comparison to the other ones. But because his volleys and penalties are like 20 lower than the other ones, in areas that I wouldn't find that important, he looks better overall because where the numbers lie, if that makes sense. The stats are green and the stats are yellow where it matters. So that's Full Kingham, and then at the end we have Kahane. He has Jockey and Anticipate, which are very nice defensive stats. From the start, his interception, defensive awareness and stand tackle are decent. Stamina's good. Attacking positioning, finishing and shot power all in the 90s because, once again, 45 long shots, 40 volleys, 51 penalties. See there, his long shots and his volleys are only 10 less than the attacking positioning, finishing and thingies, but they end up 15 less here. Just the way the boosts work, just how it is. Jockey and Anticipate are decent. If you're playing him defensively... Oh, he's actually got left back and right back as well. So he's a right back primarily with centre mid as an alternative position, but because of this Evo, he gets the double plus in the other roles. 5'11", average normal body type. It's a decent enough option. If you're running an Irish squad, yeah, you can go for that. No problems at all. Anchor is a decent option there. His shooting's already decent if you're going to play centre mid. Gives you that little pace boost, gives that little defensive boost that helps the Jockey and Anticipate. And then 90s and 79 in the physicals. So there we go. Those are the cards that I picked out. Yes, some are going to look better than others for you. Some will fit with the type that you want. Yes, you might have already gone with a Prem card or like a Man United midfielder that you already like. But those are the options that give additional play styles that I found in this. This has been way too long. I thought it was only going to take like 10-15 minutes. It's taken double that, so we'll end it there. Let me know which one you're going to do, which one of you are going to pick to go into this Evo. I am probably going to go with Amain, but I'm really not sure. We're going to have a think about it. And yeah, we'll leave it there. But it does go to 74, so it's not the end of the world. This card will be evoable again in the future. So yeah, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. Appreciate that, and hope it's helped you make a choice, or at least know a little bit more about it. Anyway, I'll end it there. Thank you very much. Goodbye for now. Goodbye.